And welcome back to Ghost Tales. I am your host, Ashley Knight. We are in the new year now, 2026. Happy New Year. And we want to wish Happy New Year to our guest today, Steve Pasek. He's joining us again.
Yeah.
And we thank you so much for coming back.
It's great to be back.
I know. You were with us talking about the Wells
Sherlock
Theater.
Carroll and the Wells, yeah.
Yes. And a lot of fun that was.
Yeah.
And I hope you all
You
got a
got to
chance
see it, which was great.
I know. I love it. I loved the A Merry Little Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And then A Sherlock Carol was meant to be like its sequel. Almost.
It's prequel, actually.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I saw A Sherlock Carol twice, and it was wonderful both
Yeah.
times. So, and you directed A Sherlock
I
Carol.
directed A Sherlock Carol, yeah.
Yes.
And then I
So-
choreographed A Christmas Carol. So.
Did you? Congratulations on both.
Thank
They were a
you.
fantastic run. And I understand they'll be back next year.
That's what I've heard.
So yay. I'm so excited. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, you need to go see it next December. Put it on your calendar
yes,
now.
come back.
So you are theatrical director and actor and a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah,
Tell us all what you do.
I wear many hats.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, actor first and foremost. That's what I went to school for.
Mm-hmm.
Musicals, comedies, a lot of clowning I do. And then over the last 10, 15 years, I have started directing and choreographing a lot more.
That's fun.
I also do a little bit of writing on the side. I'm also a painter. So I'm just generally an artist.
Yes.
And I'm definitely the black sheep in my family. Everybody else is business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you bring the fun to the family. That's what you're saying.
I try to, yeah. Yeah.
You just drop in and you just kind of liven everything up.
Yeah, and the espresso martinis. That's what was requested of me at Christmas this year.
That was the one thing
espresso martinis.
you were meant to bring. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, you are here to talk to us about these crazy experiences you've had in your journeys and with all these shows and everything. So you're here today to talk about, you went to Athens, Ohio.
Correct.
To put on this performance of the prom. And talk about where they had you stay when you were there visiting.
Yeah. So the beginning of the story is I had to drive from here up to Athens, Ohio. So all through the Appalachians, through West Virginia. And a very important part of this is that it was snowing the whole ride.
Wow.
So I was already on edge, just
Right.
nervous, anxious the whole time, driving through the mountains in the snow. And then I get there and Athens is covered in a blanket of white, 2 feet of snow. They had a huge blizzard.
Yeah.
And they gave me the address for where I'll be staying. And nobody was there to meet me. So I was all on my own. They kept the door open. They had the keys on the inside of the table. But because it was a blizzard, people didn't want to be out driving.
Right.
I was, however. And so I drive into Athens and I'm following my GPS on my phone. And it leads me to this hill. And I see these buildings up on top of the hill, which are very unique looking. I will say a little creepy.
Yeah.
A little gothic, like barred windows. And I drive up the hill, this very steep driveway. And I'm passing by all of these very scary, very haunted, I will just say it, very haunted looking buildings. Around to the back, down the back side of the hill to these 2 brick guest house looking buildings. Different, they looked more like houses than these Gothic institutions. And I go in and the doors open and all my stuff is in there. But that whole first night, I had a very unsettled feeling just from the anxiety of the drive,
Right.
from the aesthetics of these buildings that were around me where I was staying. And the place was very drafty and it was snowing and isolated.
So the whole ambiance
was
is already
Spooky.
kind of setting the stage for what's going to happen.
And what's going to happen is I came to find out the next day at rehearsal that where I'm staying is an old asylum.
And
A defunct asylum.
they didn't bat an eye. Here's, oh yeah, it's the asylum.
I think there were lots of things they didn't tell me as I would come to find out after I found out things for myself.
Right. And as you're setting up, you're getting, you're unpacking, you're going to be, how long were you there?
I was there for almost 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was working with the Tantrum Theater Company. So we had 3 professional, 3? Yeah, 3 professional actors in from New York City. And then the rest were grad students and students. So it had to be based off of their class schedule. So we would only have rehearsals for small chunks in the evening. So it was stretched out.
So you spent quite a long time
Quite
there.
a long time.
And what did
in the
you...
frozen tundra of
Right,
Athens.
right. What was your first thought when they told you, oh yeah, this is an asylum, and you're thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to be here for 2 months?
Yeah. Well, I am very tuned in to the spirit world. So I already knew driving onto that campus that there were spirits around me.
It was going to be an active.
Yeah,
2 months.
and I remember the next day after I found out what the place was, I went for a walk around the grounds, and I went up this other back hill to this place where there's an observatory that's in when the weather's nice. You can actually they open it and they have a telescope that looks up at the stars.
Oh, nice.
But behind that is an old cemetery. I'll just leave it there.
As if it couldn't get any creepier.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
covered in snow, like pristine, quiet, also spooky because all the trees are dead. It's looking like these creepy fingers
What more?
all surrounding the gravestones with these
Yeah.
branches.
Oh wow.
And again, I'm still by myself.
Did you want to call somebody and say, hey, at least stay here with me while I'm going through this?
The very next day, one of the actors who was in from New York, from out of town, ended up moving into the house next door. So that was where she was staying for the run. She also had a small child, which was great energy because it was a distraction. So
good.
we were playing, and it helped me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna talk about Mary, who made her presence known.
Yes, she did.
In this former asylum, on the grounds of this former asylum. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Ghost Tales. We are here joined once more by Steve Pasek. He is fresh off directing a Sherlock Carroll and choreographing.
Choreographing. Yeah, that's
choreographing.
Same
Sure.
word.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been in drama, so I forget the terminology of A Merry Little Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And so you're telling us that what year was this?
This was just last year.
Just last year.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is really fresh in your memory.
Yep.
So you traveled up to Athens, Ohio
Yep.
to put on a production of The Prom. And while you were there, you find out they put you up in a little cabin on the grounds of a former asylum.
Correct.
And it's dead of winter, January, February.
January.
Snow is on the ground.
Yep.
Cemeteries in the back.
Yep.
Dead trees all around.
Bars are still on the
Bars
windows.
on the window. What more? Well, there is more.
There is more.
Because we find out somebody inhabits the old asylum.
She does.
Yes. Tell me
Maybe
about
more
Mary.
than one, but in this house there was one. So yeah, general creepy feeling kind of is there for a few days as I'm getting acclimated. A couple weeks in, this is probably like 2 weeks in, I started getting a very uneasy feeling in the bedroom.
Okay.
And there were 2 bedrooms to choose from because it was just me staying in this 2-bedroom place. And I chose the one that's a little bigger. And I just remember a couple of nights went by that I was just very tossy-turny. I would wake up a lot over the course of the night. But I was like, okay, I'm maybe just anxious because I'm thinking there's spirits here.
Yeah,
And plus,
you're
you know,
imagining things or expecting something.
yeah. But I wasn't aware of anything. One night I was very aware of something. This was, have you ever had an experience where, I think they call it sleep paralysis, where you are asleep,
heard of
but
it.
you are lucidly aware that you are sleeping. It's almost like you're watching yourself from outside your body. And you are trying to move, but you can't move, and you can't, like, I was screaming in my sleep, but I couldn't make sound. Nothing was coming out. It's me goose pimples just to talk about this. So I was having that experience. feeling like terrified that I needed to scream and call for help, but I couldn't move. I couldn't make any sound. And then all of a sudden this shadowy presence came. And the only thing I remember her saying was her name, Mary. I don't remember if she was giving me orders or anything. I just remembered that there was this presence and that she spoke her name, and I jolted awake, like full goose flesh up and down my body. I immediately left the bedroom and went downstairs, turned on every light in the house, and started talking to Mary. I said, Mary, I'm just here for a short time. I know this is your space, but I do need to be able to sleep while I'm here. So if you could tell me how best to do that. She never answered me after that. But I did sleep down on the couch for the remainder of my stay.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she people are like, because I told my actors and I told everybody in the show about this. And after that, there were some of the grad students, especially, that had worked with the guest directors, which is where they always put those people in that guest house. And once I said the name Mary, that she said her name, they were all like, oh. I was like, why didn't anybody tell me this? I would have liked to known this ahead of time.
We were just waiting to see how long it took.
Yeah, how long it took for Mary to reveal herself. Because apparently this is a common occurrence.
Oh my goodness.
And
and is it kind of like similar with all the other experiences? They just kind of similar, like what did you describe? Like a dark...
A shadow.
Presence.
That appeared in the nighttime in the bedroom. And so much so that there was a music director that was up working on a project earlier this fall. And we're friends on Facebook. And he sent me a message because the login on the TV from my, my media players that I would log into on the TV, my name was still up there because I didn't delete the account.
I thought you were going to say it's Mary. The password is Mary.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? But he was staying in the same. They should, right?
Yeah.
Just for and giggles. But he saw my name on the TV and he messaged me on Facebook. He was like, "Hey, you were out here? You stayed here?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I ask you a question?" I was like, "I know exactly what you're gonna say." And he was like, "Is this house haunted?" Because I'm sensing very specific energy. And I was like, "Oh yeah, they didn't tell you either."
How many days had he been there?
He had been there about a week.
A week. Okay.
And I had been there maybe about 2 weeks before this happened. So she likes to give you a little time to settle in before she shows up and is like, "This is my place, FYI.
Don't get too comfortable." Yeah.
You're not going to sleep in the bedroom. You're going to be banished down to the couch. Yeah. So
Wow.
it was confirmed multiple times over.
Yeah. Did anything else happen while you were down on the couch?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So not even there. You did not find solace.
This is actually an important part of the story that I forgot. So this house also was infested with bugs.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
The
Real
creepy
bugs.
real
Okay.
bugs. Real bugs.
Okay.
So many so that that I had to I couldn't just let bugs walk all over. So
What kind of bugs?
I don't even know what kind they were. They were like
So they weren't ants. They weren't like roaches.
they weren't ants.
Okay. Just like
They
strange.
didn't fly,
Okay.
but it looked like they could fly, but they didn't fly.
Okay. Made a choice.
Maybe Mary made a choice for them. They couldn't fly anymore. But there would be these parades, especially down in the basement, which was terrifying. But that's where the washer dryer was. And so occasionally I would have to go down and do laundry. So within that, at the end of that first 2-week period, I remember I definitely just started killing them because there were so many and it was kind of grossing me out.
Yes.
It was after that first killing spree that I went on for those bugs in the laundry room. That's the night that Mary appeared to me.
She likes the bugs.
I, from that night on, didn't touch any of the bugs. I just let them
Michael
crawl.
is cracking up over here.
I know, it's kind of absurd to think about, but I think she's a bug lady.
She's a bug
or they are
lady.
her bugs, or there were so many.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
Crazy bug
And
lady.
it was definitely
Maybe they
related.
sensed they are protected in this house,
Yeah.
and they go there for refuge.
They can just live their best life
sanctuary.
in the cold of winter indoors because Mary
Right.
protects them.
Right. And, the gift that keeps giving, they keep getting guest directors and guest people to turn the electricity on.
Yeah, so they can see. Oh. And the heat, because that's important too.
Oh, dear. Okay. So, all right. So,
yeah,
we're gonna
so I
take
never
another
killed
commercial
another
break.
bug.
Good. Wow. That's just I think that's the weirdest
It is the weirdest.
story that we've had on Ghost Tales. Okay. So I don't even know how to set this up. So when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to talk about the Arden.
Yeah.
The Arden, no bugs.
No bugs.
Bug free.
But not spirit
But
free.
not spirit free. All right. We'll be right back. I think we're going to call this episode Bugs and Boogeymen. I know,
Creepy crawly.
it's so creepy crawly. We're back on Ghost Tales with Steve Pasek, who is just delighting us all with this wonderful tale of haunted asylums and bug-infested asylums.
Yeah.
But you can't touch the bugs.
No,
You can't kill them.
never again.
Never again.
Nope.
But they didn't bother you while you slept.
They
which is
did
a good
not.
thing.
They did not.
They
They
didn't
were
come to the front
relegated
of the
to the
house.
bathroom, the kitchen, and the basement where the laundry was.
I think, yeah, maybe some viewers out there were worried about your sleeping.
No, on the couch. When I was sleeping on the
Yeah.
couch, they left me
Oh,
alone.
good. I'm
Yeah.
so glad. Okay, now we're going to move on to you had a similar experience at the Arden. Explain what
Yeah.
that was and why you were there.
So I was performing in falsettos, and this was just a couple of months ago.
Okay.
So I was performing a musical down there at the Arden, and their actor house, where they have their guest artists stay, is in Old City. So is the theater. But in Old City, I've used to live in Old City. I'm very familiar with Old City. I'm very familiar with all the ghost tours that go on in Old City. I'm very familiar with the spirit world. There's cemeteries everywhere where Ben Franklin's buried, and there is a lot of history
Yeah.
in that section of Philadelphia. And I've heard stories that the actor house, that people are aware of spirits in the actor house, but this was my first real time staying there. And so they put me on the 4th floor, room number 6. And just going up to the top of the staircase, it's like this 4th floor brownstone townhouse right by the entrance to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. And just going from the 3rd floor to the 4th floor, you walk up that staircase to the top of the stairs, and you almost feel like a pressure change.
Okay.
And again, I don't know, maybe I'm somebody that's just susceptible to this type of stuff, and maybe not everybody would feel that, but I was very aware that there was a gradient shift up there. The room was nice. But
As opposed to the old asylum that you
yeah,
looked
no,
at
that was
last
not
time.
nice. That was creepy feeling from the second I
You're right.
even entered the campus.
Right.
But this is like, the room is nice. It just had a heaviness up there. But I was like, no, I just, again, this may just be in my head. But I had heard rumors that there are spirits in the actor house. Nothing specific yet. And so I was there, staying there for maybe like 4 weeks, almost a month. Again, that was almost like a 2-month process.
Okay.
And halfway through, again, in the nighttime when I'm sleeping, I had that sleep paralysis
my
again.
God. Did you ever have it in between?
No, and I've never had it before
Never had it since?
or after that.
Wow.
Or since. Well, this is just a couple of months ago.
Right.
So,
That's so weird.
but there was another spirit, not like Mary and not like a shadowy figure, but just this.
It was Ben Franklin. No, I'm sorry.
Maybe it was all of them coming to get me. But in the nighttime, again, I remember being terrified by this presence, and I was trying to scream for help, and there's, there was other people in the other 5 rooms, so very close by, but I wasn't making any sound. I wasn't able to move, and then again with a jolt of electricity, I woke up, and I stayed in the room that time, even though I didn't want to, because I was afraid what others would think of me if I went and slept on the couch. But I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I just kind of was awake with my eyes wide open.
Yeah.
The next day at
creepy.
rehearsal, I told my fellow castmates. One of them had stayed in the house multiple times because she's an out-of-town actress that works at the Arden a lot. And I told her about that, and she was like, "Oh, yeah." Like, again, why don't people lead with this? Why don't they tell you what you're getting
it should
yourself
be in a pamphlet
into?
that they give you when they say,
Yes,
okay,
like
here are the directions.
when you have your cafes,
how you
the
get it.
grocery
Yeah.
stores. Oh, and by the way, your room is haunted by this spirit. They should put that in the paperwork. So yeah,
I was like expecting you to say, okay, and then the next day when we all gathered for breakfast and we're all just kind of
no, this
looking
was
around and
no.
saying, okay, who else?
One of
had
them,
a-
for my
had an
friend
experience?
Ari, who was in the show, it was new for him because this was his first time working at the Arden.
Okay.
Kata had done a number of shows and had stayed in different rooms. She had never stayed in room number 6 because she heard not to stay in room number 6.
So someone tipped her off.
Yeah, but she didn't tip me off. She ticked me off. No, I'm just kidding.
She's
But-
thinking, well, somebody has to stay in room 6.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
when it's full, it's full. And somebody does have to stay there. But she had said that that's the room that a costume designer friend of ours will never stay in again. She tells the Arden that when she's in from out of town, she will not stay in room number 6 because of experiences that she has had up there. Things moving,
Oh.
lights turning off and on,
Yeah.
the ceiling fan stopping and starting. And they've checked for like wiring. It's an old building, so of course,
Right. You would expect.
electrical stuff might go wrong, but the Arden has refurbished everything. And so there is no real explanation for some of these things. Yeah, another friend of ours that stayed in there, I came to find out in the weeks after that, also stayed in room number 6, will never stay in room number 6 again, and said that it's a very dark energy.
Oh, goodness.
I switched rooms.
I was waiting for that.
There was one room available after our scenic designer had left after the tech
Okay.
process.
So you did move.
And so I
how long were
switched
you
rooms.
in room 6?
About 4 weeks. Yep. 4 weeks and a couple days. Until our designer left and room number 2 was open. So I moved down there. And Kata did give me insider information about room number 2. She said room number 2 is free of spirits. So I said, that's the one I want. That's the one I want to be in.
Did you leave a note saying, dear guest, after me?
I did not.
No, see,
should
people are going to
have.
be mad at you.
I know, but I did talk to some of the staff members at the Arden. The ones in particular that are Nick in particular is the one who gets the artists in and out of the house and gives them their keys and gives them the information. He also let me know that they were doing construction on the lot right next door, and since it's a townhouse, everything's attached. And he said that a very specific organization, I don't know if I should say this live, but I'll just say it. It's the mob. The mob owned, please don't come and get me. But the mob used to own,
I'll just say it.
it's the mob. I don't know if you're allowed to say it. But anyway, they used to own
We learn something new every day with this show. I love it so much. Okay,
they
sorry.
used to own the building that was attached on the other side
Okay.
of the Arden's actor house.
So
But they sold it.
that might explain the dark energy. And
That's what Nick told me. When I told him what I was experiencing, he was like, well, I can't say I'm surprised because they had demolished the building that was there and were building a new condo
Okay.
building. So they were doing a lot of excavating and unearthing.
Yes. And we've had people on before that say that's kind of typically when things are kind of
Yeah.
disturbed.
Yeah.
When
Which makes
renovations
sense.
happen and more activity is recorded.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh wow.
There were other events that Kata also experienced in the kitchen and in her room,
Yeah.
where things were moving across the counter as she watched them moving.
Oh.
She's also very susceptible to the spirit
Yeah.
world, so she understood my my
She's like,
anxiety about
okay,
it all.
you can do that, but no more. Just
Yeah.
nothing beyond that. You can make things move, but that's all.
Yeah.
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 Did you talk to the spirit this time? Or?
I did,
Yeah.
especially because I had to spend a few more nights in there before I could transfer rooms. And I just said again, I know this is your space. I'm only here for a short time. In fact, I'm trying to make it even shorter. And
You'll be happy to know.
but
Yes.
I didn't really sleep very well for the next few nights that I was still in there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It wasn't like I didn't have another specific like zooming in on me moment again, but I was very aware, and there were sounds that were happening, and there I feel like they were still wanting me to know that they were still very much there and waiting for me to leave.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't threaten me. Like that night felt threatening in a way that Mary in the asylum didn't feel threatening. It was just like, I am here and
For
I
your
want you to know
knowledge.
that. That energy when it woke me up that night was threatening. And then I did come to find that it was
Yeah.
other people had felt a very dark presence there.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, you've kicked off our new year very well.
Oh,
We've had a
Happy New
very
Year.
enjoyable Happy New Year. Spirit-filled 2026. That's what we're looking forward to. Steve Pasek, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
We always have you. We always have you. We always enjoy having you here on the show. And so that's all the time we have for. We're actually over time. So, but thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on A Ghost Tales. See ya.